You've waited. You've cried. You've begged God for answers. And now, He's speaking directly to your soul. Don't ignore this. You've been walking through a season where it feels like the heavens have gone quiet. You've prayed, and all you heard was your own voice. You've waited for doors to open, and instead, you saw them shut one by one. You've tried to stay strong, to believe, to hope, but each passing day has made you wonder, God, do you even hear me anymore? But here's what God wants you to know now: your silence has not been wasted. He has heard every word you couldn't say. He has seen every tear you cried in the dark, every moment you chose faith even when it didn't make sense. And while it felt like nothing was happening, God was working behind the scenes. He wasn't punishing you, He was preparing you. What felt like a delay was really divine timing. You see, sometimes God hides you not to reject you, but to protect you. He knew what was ahead. He saw what you couldn't see. And in His mercy, He kept you still until the moment was right. And now He's moving. Now He's revealing. Now He's answering. The silence is about to break, not with noise, but with breakthrough. Your time is coming. Your story isn't stuck, it's about to unfold exactly how He planned it. You've asked, why has it taken so long? You've looked at others passing you by, receiving blessings, walking in victories, and you've wondered if God skipped over you. You've wrestled with the feeling that your prayers got lost in the shuffle, that maybe your name wasn't on heaven's priority list. But let this settle in your spirit: God's delays are never His denials. The waiting hasn't been pointless. It's been weight training for your spirit. Every day you endured built up strength in your faith. Every moment you trusted without evidence made you ready to carry the blessing that's on its way. God wasn't trying to break you. He was trying to build you. The blessing you've been praying for has a weight attached to it, and He loves you too much to give it to you before you're strong enough to hold it. You may not feel strong right now, but God sees what's inside of you. He sees the endurance, the resilience, the humility that only pain could have produced. And now, He's about to reward that quiet obedience. He's about to bring clarity to confusion, joy to your mourning, and answers to your waiting. You haven't been overlooked. You've been strategically positioned. And this next move, it will not only answer your prayers, it will show the world that God was with you all along. You felt invisible, like everyone else was being promoted, favored, called, chosen. But you were just existing, doing your best, surviving. And somehow, the more you tried to do right, the harder things became. You started to ask, God, why am I going through this? What did I do wrong? But what God wants you to understand now is this: you were not being punished, you were being refined. God allows certain fires not to destroy, but to purify. And while you were walking through the fire of waiting and disappointment, something deeper was happening inside of you. Pride was being burned off. Doubt was being crushed. Character was being formed. And though it hurt, you didn't give up. Though it didn't make sense, you stayed faithful. That's what God saw. Not your performance. Your perseverance. And now, the refining season is coming to an end. What you couldn't see was that heaven was watching the whole time. Angels were assigned to carry your prayers. God was taking notes on your faith. And in this very moment, heaven is responding, not with sympathy, but with strategy. Everything is about to make sense. Every closed door, every lonely night, every test, God is turning it into testimony. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared for a level that your past couldn't carry. And now, you're ready. You've been waiting for God to answer a specific prayer. Maybe it's healing, restoration, direction, or relief. And you've had an idea in your mind of how it would look, how the breakthrough would happen. But God is whispering to your heart right now, I'm going to answer, but it won't be the way you expected. It will be better. God doesn't just give what we want, He gives what we need. And sometimes, His best answer is disguised as something unfamiliar. What looked like a detour was actually the path. What felt like rejection was actually redirection. What seemed like silence was his preparation for something so much greater than you even asked for. You've been focused on the pain, the waiting, the loss. But God has been preparing a supernatural solution. The kind that makes people say, only God could have done that. And when it comes, it will come fast. It won't need to be explained. It won't require permission. It will shift everything. So hold on just a little longer. Don't walk away now. What you thought was the end is actually the turning point. God is not late. He's just being precise. And when the answer comes, you'll realize, the pain was real, but so was the promise. Here's something you may not realize yet. The shift you've been praying for has already begun. While you were focused on what's missing, God was aligning what's coming. Even in the waiting, heaven wasn't inactive, it was strategic. Every delay had divine fingerprints on it. You were never stuck. You were stationed. God's been orchestrating the right timing, the right people, the right opportunities. And now, things are starting to move. Quietly, slowly, but unmistakably. That person who suddenly re-entered your life? That unexpected opportunity that popped up? That renewed sense of peace you can't explain? It's not random. It's evidence. God is shifting things. But you have a choice. Will you recognize it, or will you miss it because it doesn't look like what you expected? God's answers often arrive in unfamiliar packaging. That's why you need spiritual eyes to see what He's doing. Don't be so focused on how you thought it would happen that you miss what's already unfolding. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to lean in, to stay faithful, to walk boldly through the doors He's unlocking. Because what's coming next will require your attention and your faith. The shift has started. Heaven has responded. Now it's your move. Don't stop now. Your answer is already in motion. You didn't find this message by accident. This wasn't just another video. It was a divine interruption. God chose this exact moment to speak to you because He knew your heart was ready to hear it. You've been asking questions, wrestling with silence, longing for confirmation. And now, He's answered. Not with loud signs, but with a gentle word that touches the deepest parts of your soul. Don't dismiss this. Don't scroll past it like it's just another motivational clip. This was heaven speaking directly to you. So now it's your turn to respond. If your spirit stirred, if your eyes filled with tears, if your heart whispered, "This is for me," then act. Like this video, comment and share your testimony, and most importantly, subscribe, not just to stay connected with content, but to stay in the flow of what God is doing through this channel.